Hello, happy Thursday. Welcome to Exercise with Exos. Jess here, program manager, and I got a fun workout for us. Last exercise with Exos of 2022. But we're just filling out winter today. This is actually the workout we were supposed to do yesterday. Since I wasn't feeling so good, switched it out. So still doing winter. We're gonna do 3 rounds today, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest slash transition time. Today is going to be a little bit more cardio than we normally do. I thought we'd kind of go out with a bang here. So I'm going to go ahead real quick with the demos and then we'll get right into it. So we don't need any equipment today, just body weight. And first movement here for our W, we're going to be doing a wide stance jump squat. So for that, we're going to have our feet wider than we normally would. Normally, right, we have our feet hip width. It's going to be a little bit wider. We're going to squat down and then power up, jump, landing nice and soft, pushing those heads back. Key here, landing soft. So as we jump up, we land into our next squat. So we're not keeping our knees straight. So if jumping's not your thing, you can just do a wide stance squat. Again, keeping your legs nice and wide, driving through your heels. So that's the W. And then for our I, we're going to do a 2-inch run in place. So we're going to have our feet hip width apart on the balls of our feet, alternating our feet, quick feet, slow arms. So just barely lifting our feet off the ground. And then for the N, we're going to do a non-counter movement. The lateral jump here. So lateral bound, there we go. That's the word. So for that, the non-counter movement is when we kind of stop and stabilize. So we're going to go here. We're going to jump, back, stabilize, jump, 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 stabilize. So we're basically going to do 3 jumps and a pause. And that way we'll alternate pausing on each foot. So that's our N. And then for the T, we're going to do toe taps. So if you have something you can practice tapping your toes on, something that's about, a few inches off the ground, we're going to gently tap your toe on the tops of that. If you don't have anything, it's just kind of like a high knee, getting those toes out. So that's going to be the T there. And then for our E, been a long time. We're gonna do some burpees. But for this, we're gonna do a slow eccentric portion, meaning, so we don't necessarily have to do a push-up, but like when you're doing burpees super fast and you have your chest touch the ground. So for the same thing, I'll make sure I don't hit my fan. We're jumping up, hands down, and then we're just gonna lower ourselves nice and slow, and then jump and jump. So that's our eccentric burpee there. And then finally, with the R, we're going to do an alternating reverse lunge into a jump. So starting the top of our space, we're a step back, jump, land nice and soft, and then the other side. So if the jumping's not your thing, you can always just drive your knee up. And then same thing with the burpees. You can always just walk your feet out and back. And then the toe taps, you can just do a march instead. So that is going to be our workout for today. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the world's greatest stretch. So come into the top of our space, interlace our fingers, grab onto one of our knees here. Nice big deep breath. And we're exhaling, stepping back, reverse lunge. Hands coming down on the inside of our front foot. Keeping our back leg nice and straight. Nice big deep breath. And we're exhaling, opening up towards the ceiling. Thumb facing our spine. So we're looking at our palm. That helps us open up our back a little bit more. And we're going to go ahead, exhale, plant our hand outside of our front foot, bring our back foot a little bit closer and push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. And we can go ahead and exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. All right. We're doing the same thing on the other side. So interlacing our fingers, grabbing onto our other knee, pulling towards our chest. And we can go ahead and exhale, step back, reverse lunge, hands coming down on the inside of our front foot. Back leg stays nice and straight here. Big, deep inhale. And we're going to exhale, opening up towards our front leg, gazing past our thumb. Looking at our palm here. And we can go ahead, exhale, plant our hand outside of our front foot, bring our back foot a little bit closer, and push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. And we can go ahead and exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. All right, last part of our warm-up here, we're gonna get down on our hands and knees for some quadruped rocks here, opening up our hips a little bit more. So we're gonna be on our hands and knees, bring our knees a little bit wider than hip width so we can really open up our hips here. Toes are directly behind our knees, so they're not together, they're straight back. We're gonna inhale, rock back. Exhale, coming forward. So we're gonna do a few of these. You can go at your own pace here, holding at the bottom for as long as or as little you need. Making sure that as we rock back, our back is staying nice and flat, our core is engaged. We're gonna go ahead and wherever we're at, we're gonna do one more. And after we finish our last one, we can gently bring our knees a little bit more comfortable position for us to be able to stand on up because we are starting off on our feet. So first movement here, we have wide stance jump squats, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest / transition time. I'm getting the timer started here. 3, 2, 1, and go. So for this one, we want to try and get as many jump squats as we can, but if we need to take a rest, go ahead and just do a couple squats and then right back into it. So feet are a little bit wider. You can have your toes pointed slightly out. That will help us with our positioning here, because sometimes if our feet are straight, we're not going to get as low into our jump squat. But again, landing nice and soft on our whole foot. So our knees are bending, our hips are coming down. Try and keep that stance nice and wide. A wide stance is a little bit tougher. That's why we're going out with a nice strong class here. 3, 2, 1. I figured, might as well make this one a hard one since it's the last one of the year. All right, we got 2-inch runs in place. This is really going to test my cardio abilities. 3, 2, 1. So we have slight bend in the knee and in the hips, on our toes. We're alternating our feet, so that quick feet and slow hands. We are like ducks on water. Just want to get a lot more toe taps than we do arm movement here. Like we're like ducks on water because from our hips up, you want to be able to look like we're not moving and our feet are doing all the work. That's what happens when we look at ducks on the pond. They're swimming their hearts out with their feet and they look so calm on the top. So what we're trying to do here. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna see if I can be able to talk by round 3. I feel like the burpees are really what's gonna get me today. All right, we're gonna do toe taps. So you can march or skip instead. 3, 2, 1. So it is more like a high knee. We're tapping our toes out. Definitely be careful. I have rolled my ankle doing this. If you have something that you can accidentally step on, be careful. I for sure have rolled my ankle on medicine balls doing this. So be careful. Move a little bit slower if you need to, or go into more of a direct high knee or a march, or you can even do a skip. Really, whatever feels good for you today. This actually feels a little bit better than the toe taps. But I'm going to challenge myself today, even though this feels very awkward. I feel like I'm doing like a little 3, 2, 1. All right, we have burpees next. So like I said, we're going down nice and slow, just like we would do an eccentric push-up here. It's going to help us build that strength up to do a burpee with a push-up eventually. 3, 2, 1. So nice jump, landing with our whole feet. Knees are bent, hips are back, jumping out, lowering ourselves to the ground nice and slow, getting into a plank, jumping forward. When we jump forward, we really want our whole foot on the ground. So that way we have our glutes engaged, we have better contact with the ground to explode up into our jump. So really important there, whole foot coming on the ground. And then making sure our hands are below our shoulders for the push-up portion. 3, 2, 1. All right, last part of round 1, reverse lunge into a jump. Also be careful if you're like me and you're not wearing shoes. Be careful with how fast you step and where you step. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, I forgot the N. Okay, we're going on a good start today. So we're alternating our feet here, jumping up, driving our knee. What happens? I am feeling a lot better today. Just want to point that out, but sometimes my eyes are still off. And I also just got new glasses. So seeing is a little difficult today. So I just totally skipped over the end. So my apologies. We're going to do that after this, and then we'll start back at the top. So that way we at least do our bounds 3 times. So we made the mistake. We're good. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up is our non-counter movement, lateral bound. We're going to do a non-counter movement to stabilize. So 3 jumps and a pause. 3, 2, 1. So we start with whichever leg we'd like. Pull back our rubber band. So our hips are going back, our knee is slightly bent. 1, 2, 3, and stabilize there. So 1, 2, 3. We don't have to go super far of a jump, but the goal here is to really work on our landing mechanics and also learning how to jump and obviously land. So starting on your 1 foot, we got 1, 2, 3, making sure we are working on our balance. So again, hips are back, knees forward, chest is over the arch of our foot, just like with any other lower body pushing. 3, 2, 1. All right, that's round 1 out of order. So we're gonna go ahead back at the top with our wide stance jump squat. So again, if jumping's not available to you or it's not feeling so good, go ahead and do a wide stance squat. 3, 2, 1. So this is where, for me personally, the wide stance brings my femur out of where I like it to be for me to get the position I need to for it to feel good because of my hip. So just being mindful of how your body feels. This is really not feeling good. I would much prefer you to find your foot position that feels good. You don't have to, push your body into a super uncomfortable position just because I said this is what we're doing today. So that doesn't feel good. Please just find your good foot placement. Push yourself within what feels good. 3, 2, 1. All right. Ooh, there we go. All right. Next up, we have a 2-inch run in place. That wide stance. It's not feeling so good there. All right. 3, 2, 1. So on our toes, quick feet, slow hands. Try and switch your feet up as much as we can. If you notice, this position should feel familiar because it's going to be very similar to getting ready for a bound, getting ready to jump, landing, all of that. So it's the same position of our lower body. That's what's good. That's where like the strength and explosiveness comes from for our other movements, is like our base ready position, which is very similar to most sports. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we have our bounds. So non-counter movement to stabilize. 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3, pause. So working on our balance here as well. 3, 2, 1. We got 1, 2, 3. And again, really sinking into that hip, working on our balance here. Our smaller stabilization muscles. We got it going. 2, 3. And again, you can kind of jump as wide or as far as you'd like. If you are feeling good with the same distance, at least the next round, or maybe for the rest of this round and next round, try and push yourself to jump a little farther. See how good your stability is. Good job. 3, 2, 1. I was counting and I lost count of my 1, 2, 3 pause. Okay. My brain can really only do one thing at a time. Okay. Next up, we have our toe taps. 3, 2, 1. So for this, honestly, yes, I said toe taps because it's a T, but you can skip, you can march, you can do high knees. It's really all the same movement. I do kind of prefer this a little bit more than toe taps because a march or a skip is going to mimic our running mechanics more, where when we are running, we want our foot to kind of touch down and push off right underneath our body, not out in front, which is what the toe tap is. So if you do a lot of running or sports or anything like that, definitely want us to work on the proper mechanics. So I would actually prefer a skip here. 3, 2, 1. All right. That was literally only for the sake of the T. Okay, we got burpees here. Slow eccentric onto the ground. 3, 2, 1. So I know I mentioned in the warm-up, if jumping is not your thing, you can always bring your hands to the ground, walk your feet out, and then slowly lower yourself, coming back up, and then bring your feet together again, push the ground away, and stand on up. So that is the alternative to the full jump burpee. So again, doing what feels good for us today. If nothing feels good, then choose the one that feels the most good. As you know, it's near the end of the week. I know it's a long week getting everything closed off before the week's of rest. 3, 2, 1. All right, last movement of round 2, reverse lunge with a jump or knee drive. Whatever feels better. We are alternating our legs. 3, 2, 1. So for this, the alternating of our legs does help us be able to, so I know if we do the same leg repeatedly, we tire out a little faster. So this one gives our other leg the opportunity to recover a little bit before jumping, literally jumping that same leg. And then really making sure we're driving our knee using our core. We're going to feel a little bit in the hip flexor. So we're strengthening both at the same time. And if we're not jumping, we're just driving our knee, making sure we're driving up, opposite knee, opposite hand. 3, 2, 1. All right. 2 rounds down, 1 to go. Surprise, I can still talk. We got our wide stance squat or jump squat. 3, 2, 1. So bring our feet as wide as feels comfortable. We definitely, I will tell y'all, which we might have noticed, that if we're wider, we squat down, that's as low as we're getting. If we have our feet hip width, right, we can go a little bit lower. So noticing and realizing the limitation here, because of where our hips are, the direction that our femurs are pointing, we're not going to get that depth versus if our feet are hip width apart. It's a better setup for our bodies there. But we're just switching it up here today. Last exercise of Exos of the year. 3, 2, 1. All right, done with those. We got 2-inch runs in place. Getting ready. 3, 2, 1. All right, so with it also being the last exercise of Exos of the year, that means we probably won't have too many themes coming up here. Because there's not too many holidays coming up in the next few months. So definitely trying to incorporate as many, themes as we can. So if you have any ideas, suggestions, and same thing still holds. If you have specific goals for things you want to work on in 2023 and you would like to work on them in classes, or things you'd like to see more of, let me know. Definitely this is, y'all's workout, so I want to make sure that y'all are getting the most out of it. 3, 2, 1. Granted, if you tell me you don't like burpees, you don't want to do them anymore, still gonna be doing burpees every once in a while. So yeah, let me know. We got our non-cutter movement bounds. 3, 2, 1. So we got 1, 2, 3. Definitely use our hands on this as well. Making sure we have opposite leg, opposite arm coming over. It's gonna help us with stability, help us even with our running mechanics, working on our arm motion here. Because, definitely as we run, we want it to be, like we have glass behind us. We're breaking the glass with our pinkies as we drive. So that arm action will really help our legs if we are runners at all or anything like that. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we have toe tap / march / skip, so whatever feels good. We got this. 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm gonna skip this one, getting our heart rates up. Like I said, today is definitely a lot more cardio than we've been doing, but it's also cardio strength, right? Because we're not just running, we're not just doing jumping jacks, all that. Like, we're using our muscles because we're squatting, we're lunging, all that kind of stuff. So getting our skips in here. Great job. We only got 2 more movements after this one. Grab burpees and our reverse lunges. We're finishing strong here. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got 2 more movements here. We got burpees and then we got reverse lunges. 3, 2, 1. All right, hands coming down, lowering nice and slow. Our plank, jumping our feet. Again, whole foot on the ground. Oh, that's not good form. If you see my back is doing that, we want to drive through our feet, use our glutes and our hamstrings, our quads, our glutes, our hamstrings, and our quads to stand up, not our low back. So I'm going to be better at that this time. Trying to get our hips and our chest to touch the ground at the same time. 3, 2, 1. All right. Done with those last movement here, reverse lunge to jump or knee drive. And then we're to cool down on our backs on the ground. Getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So it helps if we exhale. Coming up. Again, we're going to feel it in the hips flexors a little bit. We want to use our core here. Great job. It's our last one today. I did not feel so good on my knee. Right. We're finishing strong, making sure we really focus. This is last movement of the day. Give it your all. 3, 2, 1. And that is going to be it for today's circuit. Go ahead, grab a sip of water if you need it. And we're going to be on the ground on our backs for our cool down. Okay. So we're going to do some figure 4 so we can calm our breath down, stretch out our legs. So on the ground on our backs, we're going to take one ankle, crossing it over the opposite knee. And if that tension feels good, go ahead and stay there, or you can go ahead and interlace your fingers Grab either behind your knee or in front of your shin and pull your knee towards your chest. Nice big deep inhales in through our nose into the belly. Exhaling through the mouth, skying away our tension, letting our shoulders and our neck just feel that tension go away. I know, especially as we're pulling our knee up, our shoulders might be shrugging, we might be feeling the tension there. So just bring that mindfulness and awareness to our bodies. We're going to do one more breath. And we can go ahead and exhale, bringing our foot to the ground. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take our opposite ankle, crossing it over our knee. And if that tension feels good, go ahead and stay there. Need a little extra tension, go ahead and interlace your fingers. Grab behind your hamstring or in front of your shin and pull your knee towards your chest. Same thing, we want to breathe into our belly, into our diaphragm, and exhale, slowing away the tension. If you think that you're not really breathing into your diaphragm the way that we need to be and getting full deep breaths, definitely come to the guided breathing class. It's Functional Fitness Friday and guided breathing. We do guided breathing the last 10 minutes of class. And it can definitely help us really relax our body, learn how to calm our bodies down, or even to hyper bodies up if we need it. So there's definitely breathing techniques for all walks of life. So if that's something you struggle with, let me know and I'll send you the invite to the Friday class. We can go ahead and gently exhale, bringing our foot back to the ground. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come up onto your seated, kneeling, or standing position. And that is going to be it for Exercise with Exos for 2022. So it's been a good year of class. We've made lots of progress together. So thank y'all always for joining me, letting me help you on your fitness journey. Please reach out if you have any extra questions or you want to go over your goals for next year. You can schedule a consult with me starting in January. And I'm more than happy to help y'all out with that. So I hope everyone has a great day, great weeks of rest, happy holidays, and I'll see you soon.